Welcome to Organizational Ethics and Decision Making. My name is Mark Vermillion, and I'm the Chair for the Department of Sport Management and the Director of the Workforce Leadership and Applied Learning Degree Program. I'm also lucky enough to be teaching this class, not only because I have a background and experience with ethics, but also because I'm really excited about looking at and helping students to really try to understand not just their personal leadership philosophies, but how ethics is going to be a part of that. A little background on this class. It all goes back to a few years ago when former President Bardo, before he passed away, asked me to create a new Bachelor's of Applied Science degree. And using a little bit of my background and kind of creating this new leadership degree, it's really part and parcel based off the idea of social life. And organizations are very, very complex entities. And so if we're dealing in the workforce with a variety of different individuals, oftentimes they're going to be set in these organizational contexts. And so I was very lucky to have not just a lot of philosophy and ethics classes, but classes in training in sociology, criminology, industrial and organizational psychology, history, a lot of these social sciences, and even a little bit of the humanities that really help us understand that very unique and complicated organizational context that you all are going to be involved with. Every class I've ever taught has involved this particular Venn diagram. Plato, the famous philosopher, was really interested in and took some time to really talk about knowledge, where it comes from, what is it, and how do we develop it, right? If knowledge is very important, we want to make sure that we are developing it in the right way. And so he started identifying and breaking knowledge down into what he saw were two component parts. One is truth and the other is belief. When those two things intersect, that's when you have knowledge that develops. Truth really is simply the immutable facts of the time, right? It's what we know about things. It's the social laws, it's the physical laws, and those types of things. Belief, on the other hand, is really the awareness and the understanding that the truth that you or others have discovered really does impact you, your ideas, your decisions, and ultimately for us in this particular class and degree program, your leadership philosophy. Belief is oftentimes going to be the harder of the two to identify or work with, because it really does force us to challenge at times these currently held ideas that we have. And so being open to new truths that come into your organization, into your life, into your personal leadership philosophy, that's going to be key moving forward. Another thing that's really important that we sort of pay lip service to socially is this idea of critical thinking. We talk about critical thinking as being very important, and there's a couple different things here. One, critical thinking does not mean being overly negative, right? We hear the word critical, all of a sudden we turn to this notion that it is negative. That is not necessarily the case. Critical thinking is really a process that involves reasoning, identifying underlying dynamics, analyzing all the information available in a situation or an incident, and then evaluating both the arguments and the impact of whatever it is that you're going to be doing. But maybe most importantly, it involves reflection and thought. It's a process that's going to involve the individual working through this situation and all the different, the multifaceted nature, if you will, of any type of problem or issue that's going to arise involving people and or organizations. So this really brings us to the purpose of the class. In this particular introduction and overview lecture, it's not really even a lecture. I simply wanted to tell you kind of my excitement, what I'm thinking about with this class, and the purpose of this class really is just provide you all the opportunity to further develop an understanding regarding how ethics and ethical decision making are going to be impacted by and influence simultaneously organizational contexts. We're going to try to evaluate and understand ethical decision making. This is unique because ethical decision making is a process, and we're going to need to break that down. We're also going to need to have various approaches in our back pockets for understanding and evaluating ethics. These approaches are going to be important for us to look at moral development, which is going to be sort of the underlying discussion, if you will, for setting the stage for ethics and ethical discussions. We also want to take ethical decision-making processes and really break them down and understand the processual nature of what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And then ultimately, we're going to apply these ethical insights to a variety of real-world issues and case studies, because that's what we want to do. We want to take ethics off the screen. We want to take ethics out of the book, and ethics is a process that's going to be utilized for understanding issues brought to life by people, and these issues are going to be embedded in organizational contexts, which is what you all are going to be involved in. I'm very excited about this class, and moving forward, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or just things you want to discuss, then please feel free to reach out to me at any point in time.